Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Indoor Farmer Reviews, episode 121. 121 tonight. We're doing a little something different tonight. We are on the Rumble Studios, and we are live on Locals. So if you are a member of the indoorfarmer.locals.com, you can go and watch right over there. We are going to be right back. We're going to play a little intro for about 3.5 minutes to give us some time to hit that like button and share it out. If you could help us with that, I would appreciate it. We will be right back. Let's go.
Tune in, turn up to the sound of green. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, a podcast supreme, episode by episode, wisdom he unfurls. At Indoor Farmer, changing our world. From comedy nights to what is bolting, each review, each tale keeps us all jolting. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, it's the show to hear, learn to grow, laugh and cheer. With every upload, a new chapter to read. From the seeds of doubt to the bounty of need, he shares his journey, his trials, his love for the soil beneath and the sky above. From comedy night to what is bolting, each review, each tale keeps us all jolting. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, it's the show to hear, learn to grow, laugh and cheer. In every episode, he plants a seed of knowledge, laughter and indeed a community grows, listeners unite under the banner of indoor lights. He talks a perception of what we think we see. Let's talk perception, an episode to be. From people in boxes to what's growing on, his voice, his passion, forever strong. From comedy night to what is bolting, each review, each tale keeps us all jolting. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, it's the show to hear, learn to grow, laugh and cheer. So here's to At the Indoor Farmer, our guide, our friend. With every episode we learn how to bend to the will of nature. Within four walls, the Indoor Farmer Reviews, where wisdom calls. Hey there folks, gather around, got a tale to tell, it's quite profound, about a show where wonders bloom, right here in your own living room. Under the lights, in a cozy space, the Indoor Farmer sets the pace, with stories of the small and grand, discoveries in every land. Oh, the Indoor Farmer Reviews, shining light on what's new. From the craftsman to the dreamer, come and see what we feature. There's a shop down the street where the coffee's oh so sweet.
All right. All right. That was a little bit rocky. I'll figure some of that stuff out later. Guys, we are live on X and Rumble and Locals and also YouTube and Twitch and Kick. But we're on Locals. So if you are a member of Locals, which most of the people coming in right now already are, so go over there and you can watch there, maybe hit the like button and come back over to Rumble because that's where all the public folks are going to be. I do have an awesome guest for you tonight. It is March 25th, 2025. I'm hoping that things work a little bit smoother than that intro video. We'll explain later. But technology is beautiful, guys. It is 8:39 now on Tuesday night. The Indoor Farmer Reviews episode 121. Tonight we're going to be talking to g.Lo, our man g.Lo over. I hate to say from X because he's a man. He's not from a website. He has his own website, and we're going to talk about that. And he's got a lot of other things going on. He's been married for over 20 years, and he does a lot of similar things I do, and a lot of different things. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to also do a spin for our subscribers over on Locals. So you guys can go over and hit that number post. Make sure you get in on that. Let's see. All right, I think that was it. g.Lo, let's bring g.Lo up here on both sides. We are live on uh, StreamYard and Rumble Studios tonight. So it's hopefully it's a little smoother. Was that agonizing or what? Just that I was trying to fix it. I don't know if you noticed, but I was trying to get the videos to line up. I don't know if you could hear that on both. Yeah. Anyway, what's up,
We'll
G? How are you?
we'll see. If I'm Kung Fu voice on X, it's because I'm not connected with. We'll see. We'll see how it'll be fun either way.
It
So
sounds good to me. Do I
yeah.
sound all right?
Oh yeah, you sound good to me here. Now,
It's not like a double or a duplicate or anything.
well,
Interesting.
my mic and my streamer will be from my iPhone, so we'll see how it all times out. It should be fun either way.
Okay. Now, with that being said, I do want to share in some music. Give us some background music. I wanted to. We've been wanting to talk. You reached out to me recently, and I appreciate
Mhm.
that. We definitely could still do the reverse conversation, but we've had you on before a couple times for different things. But we've also had you as a you know main interviewee. So we're not gonna do all the poke and prod you about how was your childhood and all those things. But we are gonna
Traumatizing.
see right. We're gonna see what's going on now. g.Lo is from Hawaii, if you didn't know that. He's got a very, very diverse background. You were talking about that today on your show or your podcast with your wife. Shouts out to Mrs. Lowe. And yeah, I mean, it was fun. I was hanging out in there for a while I was getting some other stuff done. And I think you guys have a great chemistry. And I definitely am always interested to see how someone can do that. How someone can um, last that long and everything. So you guys do a podcast. Do you do a regular, like a regular time or a certain podcast for that, or is it just every so often you do like a marriage related
We
cast?
try, like we try. We had a schedule, but then because I travel so much, it just and sometimes I'm just I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. I'm like, man, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? But you do
Sure.
it every day. So, but
Yeah.
we are committed like to do 9 hours a week. That's kind of the first plan. We were doing it 5 days a week, and that's like, oh man, I'm running out of gas. You know what I mean?
Or
Um,
stuff to talk about. Yeah.
well, I mean, it's a lot. It takes a lot to, and not necessary to do it, but we want to do it well. Yeah, like you want to do it good. You don't want to just. I can go live every day from my cell phone. That's easy, but
Sure.
when you want to give your people something that's of quality, you want to take a little bit of time and be deliberate about it. So we're kind of rewrite. I'm actually writing things out, and then as we go along, we'll take our time and we have
Hmm.
some guests too. So yeah,
Oh, you
take,
you guys have had guests on with you? I don't think I've seen that.
not with
That's
her.
nice. Oh, I see.
I don't like to compete with my wife. So I told her when I
Yeah.
do, it's just. I'm just kidding.
Good call.
Yeah, yeah. I think the level of intimacy is easier with just two people. But if you're in a room with them, it's like when you do yours, it's great, right? When you have all those people in your space, it's good. It's easier to have that conversation. So
Yeah, if they're in here in the
yeah.
studio, it's much
Mhm.
nicer, and I think a lot of people agree. But you will have like I don't know. There's a lot of sort of shadiness going on even in the podcast industry, where you have people that pay for guests
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I don't ever want to pay for guests because I want the show to be something that they want to be on, not that they're
Yeah, yeah.
obligated to be.
Mhm.
It's a different. There's a different feel there. But who knows? Paying for somebody's like travel and stuff like that. If finances get to that point, I wouldn't mind. Well, hey, why not? Let's pay for their travel, and let's uh, give them a hotel or whatever it is that they need to do if it's something they're that far away. I think Tim Pool does this. They pay for their travel, but they're not going to pay them, as a like a paycheck type thing.
Right, right. That's a good topic because I think, like for me, like if I'm going to ask somebody, and eventually our plans to get a studio space where we can, have what we're talking about. If I'm going to ask somebody who's worth X amount of dollars to come and spend time, I would like to be able to pay them for their time, not necessarily for the content, if that makes any sense. Because it's hard. Like when you got kids, you got a family, and you got a business to run or businesses, to ask somebody to stop your life to come out here just to talk. I would like to be able to find no balance, what you said and what I feel it would be fair to ask them to come out. So I think it's a tough thing to do. If you can figure out a way to bless somebody financially, but hey, once the cameras are on, let's just talk. Let's just, or if you've got an
Right.
interview, if you got an interview process, that's fine too, right? But I don't know.
Or do
That's
business with each other. Hey, you
hmm
gotta. That's what we're gonna look at tonight. Like, what is it? What is it on your website that I could purchase? Is there anything like besides merch? Is the first thing that comes to mind. Um,
hmm
Anything
Well,
else?
well, for us, so like anything that is on my website is all about, and I'm not trying to sound, what's the word, prideful, but it's all about me. Like not me specifically, but like people that have been with me since 2012, 2013, whatever, 12, and they like the lifestyle that I've had. And I always tell them, hey, if you want to connect or support us, you can buy t-shirts, and we have everything, right? And then I also have a course too. So I have a course that I sell, which is, it's kind of a medium. It's like $500. I ain't gonna lie, it's not super cheap, but
Yeah,
what I
most
give you,
courses are a few hundred. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
And so to me, it's worth more. I know how much time I put into it. I know how long it took me to write it out, and I know how many years it took me to put all that stuff together. So and then there's other stuff too, that just connect me to socials. The majority of my website is just like connecting to my socials. And then I have the business partnerships as well. We don't have any of our brick and mortar business connections on there. Everything is more socially related. So, like, I have right now 5 companies that sponsor me. And when I say sponsor, I mean I actually get paid money, not like, products or anything. So, whatever I sell, or if there is an agreement, then you usually sign and you say, hey, I agree to do whatever. It could be 3 ads, and I get paid, $50 to $100, whatever it may be, $100 per ad or whatever it may be. So people wonder,
Work
like,
it out.
what? Yeah, people say, hey, why do you always? Because it pays bills, I guess. And I agree with the company. I love the product. I've been using it, so
Yeah, when
that's
it lines up and
mm-hmm.
something that you like to or you wouldn't mind promoting.
Yep.
Something I'm noticing here, we have 10 viewers on the Rumble, and this studios is saying 2. I don't know if that's, I don't know. Figure it out, Rumble. You want me to use it? Better figure it out.
Takes them a minute. It might take them a minute.
Maybe it's been a little while, but yeah, if you guys could hit that like button and go. If you're on X, I saw Margaret had popped in over there on X. If you are on X, go check out g.Lo. He's always got inspirational and motivational, but thoughtful content. Not just like, hey, uh, without googling it, what's the best water brand or something, like,
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, oh man, some of that stuff just gets mind numbing, and it's how it gets attraction and stuff.
What are you drinking?
I have water
Yeah.
right here out of my own indoor farmer tumbler.
I've been trying to get these guys to respond to me. I've been emailing it for the past year.
I've got all my shows right there on the cup. Go ahead. So who is it?
So these guys, this is from my hometown. Like the water is
Oh,
literally from this volcanic. Like they drilled this hole in this volcanic, whatever you call it, aquifer. And so I'm hoping that they respond because I'm from KL, White KL. So you guys can respond to
yeah.
my emails.
And that, That's
Yeah.
a good idea. Like going after businesses that are have some roots that are near your
Mm-hmm.
roots. And I'm gonna just real quick here listen to the audio on X. Businesses
Check,
that
check.
are have some roots that are near your roots. And okay, not bad. This is insane. I'm playing. We are transcending the internet right now. Uh, I thought for sure there'd be a bad echo when I start playing music. Can you hear the music yourself?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Let's do this and then this. Let me turn it up. Let me see if you hear it now. Hear it? Yet?
Nope.
No? Still? Still? Interesting. I wonder if we have to be full screen in order for that to come through. That's annoying if that's the case. Well, let's go to your website and then we'll pull it up and then we'll have some music. Um, that's g.Lo
Uh, the real g.Lo.com. I'll type it in
Oh,
private.
okay.
It's kind of it's easy for me, but it's hard for most. There you go.
Oh, I got it already. Yeah. Oh no, that's a website on X. It's right here. Boom.
It's nothing exciting. It's just links, really. But people click on it and they've bought stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, thank you everybody for buying.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a good like foundation here. Like you've got all your links there. You've got room to like obviously you could do a lot more with it, but just having it alone, just having this right here where it is such a huge step. Having your own website. Let me pull it up over here on the Rumble side.
So that's actually a version 2.0. So in 2015, I had somebody that she did my website for me and my blog. I'm not going to name her, obviously, but I don't know what happened. But anyways, I lost access to my admin side, and so I had to. It was a long process. So
Oh wow,
she deleted everything. So this is
oof,
kind of the reboot. So I'm still,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
I won't say
You
her
got to watch
name.
who you work with, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
or who you give access to things. Like I have moderators who I trust, but they could if they want to, go in there and just start throwing different levers and changing things and such. Let's look at the merchandise. I can't wait. I'd love to have a website. Are you going to add video at all to your website?
I used to. I may. Uh, I'm not sure how I'm not sure if we're gonna keep it simple. That's a good question because I would love to have some kind of video, at least on the entry page,
Like,
right?
right, the simplest thing would be like a way to upload a video. Just have a window for you to have a video playing. But I would like to be able to go live on my website, which I know is that's another step for sure.
Now, I know there's a way to do it. There's some smart people that can I don't know the terminology, but you can. And I think StreamYard allows you to send that link. I believe. I think. I'm not quite sure.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. The only issue is like whether it has to have such a big space for the to handle
Hmm.
the load. So I'm seeing a whole bunch of different shirts here, my guy. Are
Hmm.
you designing these?
My wife does. Yes, she does it.
Okay, that one's pretty cool. I zoom in. No,
It's kind of a clever. If anybody reads the Bible, that's straight out of the Bible. Believe it or not.
Ezekiel 37.
Hmm.
Oh, that's just the back and forth. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just the help. Okay, here it is. So while I was looking around through here, you told me I think about some your garden and stuff a while back, like the your daughter and then like this whole journey in that. So it's springtime. Like, what's going on? You guys have like scrambling for some outside activity, or is it still snow over there? What's happening?
Wow, it's 80 degrees today. Ain't that crazy?
Oh wow!
Yeah. I
So,
actually just got back from the hardware the farm store.
by the
So
way,
we
can you hear the music now?
nope, I can't hear any.
You should be able to hear it now. Can anyone watching? Can anybody watching hear it? I see 15 over on the Rumble, 59 coming through on the X. Can anyone hear the music? You
On
should be able to hear
YouTube,
it.
they can't hear it. They said the guys on YouTube can't hear the music.
I shared the entire screen's audio in. You guys are gonna get to see the cascade effect right now. That's the audio. Is it? Maybe I will reshare. Let's see.
Does Rumble
Entire
have
screen.
a music player embedded in?
Not a player, but you can
Mhm.
upload audio files into it. Like I have a few songs I could play, but the problem is you can't adjust their. Well, I guess there is a spot now you can adjust the volume. You couldn't adjust volume before, which was
Oh,
like,
there we
well,
go.
you hear it now?
Yep.
Huh? Had to reshare it in. That's all I did. Interesting. You should be able to
There
hear
we
it
go.
on X, but maybe not here. Interesting. Let's go. Cheers, Rumble. Rumble's been doing better lately for me, especially since my fans and my friends are forced to go over there because of Facebook. You know, I was getting a lot of fake love on Facebook, a lot of not real ones. So I'm not going to get all into that, but yeah, it's like I can see who the real ones are that come to find me on like the 5 sites that I have been preaching about for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I almost every time I go live, I talk about the other places you can find me. So the ones who haven't yet are just they're stuck on the Facebook.
I forgot my mic is on my
I was wondering what that
iPhone.
was.
I forgot my iPhone is on. So okay, I gotta get used to that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do this again. I'm just trying it tonight because I really, really would like to use Rumble Studios. So shouts out if you're watching me from the Rumble staff. Rumble and I've been harassing Rumble staff, Chris Pavlovsky, like anybody from Rumble. Hell, when Steven Crowder posts on X, I'm like, yeah, that's great, Steven, but I'm still I'm still hoping to use Rumble Studios. So tonight we're giving it a shot. It's kind of janky the way we're doing it, but it's working. I like these cups, man. Virtual friends. Stay connected. So I could see that. I could see Indoor Farmer cup like that, Talk about virtual friends, but use your own logo,
A piece where all can fit. The work's my own, but the goal's the same to lift
leave that
us
spot
up
open
in
and
a common
sell cups with different
We all
people's
need bread, we all
custom
need air,
logos.
common thread.
See, 11-ounce cup, $16. Is that shipped from Hawaii?
Nope. It's there's different. What do you call that? What do they call those people? There's different fulfillment centers.
Oh, like what people? I don't know. What are you talking about?
What about those people?
What do you mean those people?
Those people. What do you mean?
I used to work at distribution centers. Did you ever driven a delivery truck? Probably to like for moving. No. It's interesting. I see like a lot of times you and I have a lot of similar views on things, but we have very like vastly different experience and background and history and stuff. It's pretty interesting the way people from and say maybe someone from even a country that doesn't speak English, probably you could still find those overlapping people if you could somehow like maybe both learn their language or whatever it is. But I'm just giving that example to even further separate that thought, since you and I at least both are in America, but still have a vastly different story. And it's crazy that we like whenever I see you posting things like, hey, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Especially not to get into politics, but that's really where you see that overlap, obviously, and the vegetables and growing and stuff that you are into and excited to get more into. Although you knew quite a bit when I first met you, but you also are working on more. And wait, did you touch on that a little bit? Did you guys ever get the garden going now, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got it going.
What? How big is it? Shaka. Stay humble. Shaka.
I'm not sure the measurements, but the what do you call that? The greenhouse is, I want to say 7 feet high, 7 or 8 feet high, and then it's like 4 feet wide. and then I think it's 8 feet in length. That's the little greenhouse, and we have one, two, three, four. We have like 8 or 9 planter boxes,
Good. The
and
raised beds.
raised
Nice.
beds, and then we have another
Not a
section.
lot.
I don't know if we're going to use it because we don't have our dogs are just man, our dogs will just beat that stuff up. So we got to figure out how we want to do that.
It's a bit louder than I am, Margaret. I can turn it down. Not sure if that's newer comment that she made.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
don't want it
music
to
probably
be.
could come down a little bit.
I was afraid of I think either last night or a couple nights ago I did that and I realized the music was so low that I could hear it while I was talking, but no one else could hear it. Anyway, let's go. What were you saying? I'm sorry, man.
Um, no, I was just going to say about
The
the
garden you're
music.
talking about. Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, the gardening. I think we have another. I don't even know the measurements, but we have I would say about 6,000, maybe 6,000 square feet we could use if we. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work to maintain that stuff. So
It depends, yeah, on how you want to do it. And I
yeah,
always thought of that too. It's like, why wouldn't you want to make this just one big greenhouse? But the problem is, a building, if a building gets over a certain size, it's actually harder to maintain, even if it's just one building versus, three. So it's something I thought of today. Actually, I was just like, well, I wonder what would happen if they put like a sort of greenhouse or a tent over like a 5,000 acre cornfield.
hmm
Like could that be sustainable? Well, it wouldn't be. It would just be a whole bunch of sections of building sitting next to each other. Basically, it wouldn't. You wouldn't just make unless anyway. That's a whole separate conversation. So you know what I'm not seeing yet, man. You might have it somewhere on here. How come I don't see your face on a T-shirt saying g.Lo on X, like to get that branding out there? What's up?
So as far as our media company, I think on the last page it has our branding of our Glow Sessions Media. So we have a Glow Sessions Media or Glow Sessions LLC, which is our company, and then we change it up every quarter. So every quarter we change up our products.
What you mean this last page?
I think so.
No, I see
Oh,
g.Lo Hana. g.Lo
oh,
Hana. That's it, man.
oh,
Where is
well,
it, man? We need to buy a shirt with g.Lo on it, with your profile picture.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever done my profile picture,
I mean
but
that
that's
with that red background, I think that would be badass, like on a red shirt. Excuse my French, but yeah, I think it would be cool. I just like you're doing two different things and they could be connected a little bit in a way. You know what I mean?
so every. I think in what month are we in? So I think next month we'll have another. We change it up every quarter, so
The whole thing.
almost the whole thing. But part of it is what I don't want is for something to sit on there and people think, oh, I can wait till next month, right?
Mm.
If they know that it's a limited run, they're more prompt to buy it because they don't want to miss out, right?
That makes sense, but what do you do with it if you have a bunch? Do you guys go to local events, or do you do anything in town, or like somewhere personal, like physically that you can go to and sell?
So this particular company, it's all made to order. So if you order now, you should get it within like a week or 2 weeks. Depends on the fulfillment date. Meaning, like let's say there's 20 orders that came in last week, it'll print probably this week. If he's a first order, it might take like a week and a half, and then he'll get it within 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So there's no inventory that we keep, if that makes any sense.
I see. Yeah,
And that's why I love it, dude. You don't have to like order 1,000 pieces and ship it to your garage. You know what I mean? So
Yes, that's a huge problem with small businesses trying to
mhm,
do this. I had to buy like 50 hats in order to get
mhm.
a decent deal. There was even a better deal if you get more. But I bought, so I still have like 25 hats, and so I know how that feels, and you might even change the logo in the time that it takes you to sell those. Like here's a legacy hat from the previous logo, like stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like I wear a shirt with my old logo on it. I'm like, man, that's not even my logo anymore. But yeah. So what?
You
So
see that? So that
go ahead.
photo you see, I took that picture.
Which one? This one
That
here
I took that photo.
with the drone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where you at? This little speck down here.
No, I was 2 miles away. So my office at that time. Oh, actually, not 2 miles. Let me rewind. My office is about a mile from there, and so I would fly my drone out there, and I'll go live on X. Actually, I'll go live on X and YouTube. So this is an actual live stream screen capture right here.
Oh, I see. I see. So you just
Yeah.
took a photo of you as you were live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that. That's a side note. I actually found out how to. This was like maybe a month ago, and I had been doing this show. This is 121 episodes, so 121 weeks, until I finally found out that I can take video with my iPhone and take pictures while the video is recording.
Yeah. 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 You
Yeah,
can
and
do that.
something that, and so like for so many reviews and so many different places and events I went to, I took pictures and video separately, and so uh, there's some ins and outs of that. I mean, now you get some pictures from the video that you just watched that you see. Oh, I just saw that, but it's a different. It feels different when it's still versus video. So anyway, so you've been in tech your whole life, huh? Were you like a young boy into technology, video games and stuff, or what?
Not even.
No?
The whole tech side came in 2015. I was live on Twitter on X at the time. I was actually doing what you see right now. I was in the water, and this guy came into my live, just like how we're live now, and he said, "Bro, that's sick. I want to come to Hawaii. Let's talk." So he came to Hawaii the following week. We met up, and he's an engineer, and he I don't know what it was, man. God brought us together, and he just basically said, "I need somebody to help me with marketing." So we came to an agreement that I would do the marketing. He did all the products, and what we offered was basically bots. If you can make it really simple, but it was basically analytics. So everything that everybody's talking about right now, we were doing that in 2015, and then we were charging $10 a month for it. So we were charging people $10 a month to have this service in their live streams. So that's how I got started with that. I've always been a fan of, obviously social media and stuff, but so
Well, social media can be a little tech, you know,
hmm yeah.
tech. What's challenging? I mean, it's not challenging just to doom scroll and to get stuck into the sort of programming of social media, but it is challenging to realize that and realize the downsides and actually try to use it as a tool, even and I'm not speaking from someone who's perfect. Like I do my best with utilizing it as a tool, networking, and not getting sucked into just 2 hours of scrolling. But sometimes I still get sidetracked. So um, what do you think? Is there anything that you do to try to unplug? What do you do? Do you let your phone sit without you in another room for a while? You got any tricks that you go outside and walk on the ground barefoot? What do you do?
Not barefoot, but you
Grounding.
you gotta, right? You gotta unplug. I mean, if you don't, like, matter of fact, my wife and I were just talking about this like 2 days ago. She's like, "Are you?" She said, "Would you get mad if I told you you're on your phone too much?" And I'm like I shouldn't get angry. And it basically came to an agreement, like, hey, if you think it's too much, like, because I would say 95% of any income that we get comes from being connected to the internet or being online of some capacity. So naturally, your hand's going to be on something because you want to check. You know what I mean? So, but there
There's
needs to
only
be
so many
balance.
minutes of the day, and you could always do more, and that can drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Even if you are doing it whatever it is, pick a profession, but mostly we're talking about online and social media. but I just mean in a broader sense, whatever it is that you think that you are, you know, not doing enough in, even if you do work on that all day long, every second of the day, there's still more you could be doing, and it can just drive you nuts if you let it. That's what, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
wrap my mind around this thought here, but it's just something that you have to just let go, kind of let go. Sometimes you can't just constantly be foot on the gas. I mean, there are people out there that can, you know. Look at Elon Musk. The fact that he can tweet all day long while he's probably, and look, let's get it. Let's be real. Like, he's probably got someone driving him around. Like, he's got time at some point where he may not have time. Those of us who have to pay attention to the road, or when you have a driver, you can get stuff done in the car. But there's other things, I'm sure. And he doesn't actually. I don't think he does a whole lot of like video gaming and stuff like that. But he does. Yeah, he does. What am I saying? He supposedly does. But then somebody said, I guess he was accused of like someone else leveled his character for him, and then so he could play a top end character, stuff like that. Who knows? But what I'm getting at is that there are some people out there who are just that extra driven that they can literally just maximize their efforts.
I think there are people that were created to do things of excellence. I believe. I'm not saying some are not, but some people are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people are just, they're different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not 6'7", 285 and football player or what. I'm a lot shorter than that. So I think some people they were created to do certain things well. So I don't know. I know my kids are like. I know one of my kids, he's going to be CEO of something. I don't know what yet, but he has that in him. Another one, he's probably going to be the bodyguard while the other one makes all the money. You know what I mean? That's his. Yeah, my youngest one, he's a bruiser, man. Like,
physical money. Yeah. When we were talking about, you said making what money you could online. Think about it, like. Everything that anyone has to make money or make a living, and most people are in some kind of a hustle, whether that's working the 9 to 5 while trying to spend less than you earn, and it's always kind of like this game where you're constantly trying to get ahead. And the internet is where the most people are that you can actually reach all at one time, and that's where your maximize potential is. And that's why, like, so many people are just out here trying to make a buck. But I saw a post today that really got to me. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are, I forget how it was written, but it has to do with everyone chasing the dollar and not chasing the actual success. Imagining the dollar as the success, when the dollar can be very fleeting. That temporary validation you get online can be very fleeting. But success is a different metric, like a different measure, like what your plan is, like what your future vision of success is, not just feeling successful by getting attention,
It's funny you say that, because my business partner, Joey, the one I just mentioned, the one that we met on this platform, we just had a discussion yesterday. We were talking about, because we have some products that we're working on that probably won't even be released to the end of the year, if even that. But we're always talking about creating, like, we used to have a cryptocurrency company, so we started 2 cryptocurrency projects where, I mean, it was like, we had customers. We were, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but our liquidity pool was getting to a point where it's okay, this is getting real, So we were talking about it. What we're talking about is that no matter what we do, like, we can always start another project, another business. We're probably going to fail. We may be successful. And I said, the one thing that we cannot, like, falter on is our relationship, because we can always make more money. You know what I mean? We can always find some, but what we can't do, if our relationship gets to a point where we just can't repair it anymore, that's tough. And
people think that's throwaway now too. And that kind of leads me into the marriage thing. 20 years, that's something that you have to work at, I'm sure, and I know I see it in your content. I just want to address got crippled cannabis cowboy on the YouTube. I hear you, brother. He says I'm a creator a few years now. I think because cannabis is um, in the name, it's not liked. Yeah, I don't get many views. Maybe I'm shadow banned. Yeah, YouTube is known for not liking cannabis. I would just say this though, brother. Like, obviously, like you all know, I have a medical card. I use cannabis, but I try not to make it part of my name because that's a huge issue with any social media platform. They're going to just automatically. But yeah, there's a lot of things online that are unsavory and not good, and there's actually things that are so much worse than cannabis, but yet we seem to get demonized. And I see like literal like pornography ads, paid ads on Facebook with like literal porn, and it's insane. What's going on out there in the world. And so I was going to get into the marriage, but I think you hit the nail on the head saying that you got to be more worried about the relationships that you have versus the whatever perceived fame or success you might have online. But it comes back to the kids, and you and the wife were talking today about kids, and it made me think about how they're a resource. That comment that I put up there, I was like, man, they are a literal resource. So it's very easy to imagine the sort of super diabolical evil of like rich people drinking spinal cord fluid and all these different like crazy
Yeah.
conspiracies. But on the very shallow end of that, like kids are very malleable. Kids are very easily impressioned, and so it doesn't have to be that crazy evil like person doing that at the end. It can be just the slightest nudge. And so I want to ask you, like, what do you do for your kids in the internet? Like, obviously there's stuff in real life that you'd want to maybe shield them from, but is there something like the talk you have with them? I won't have to do that with my son necessarily, but what have you, how many kids do you have again?
So I have four.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
None of them have social media. The fourth one, she's out of the house.
Okay.
None of them have access to the internet except what we watch together as a family on YouTube or Amazon TV. Even that you gotta be careful. Oh my gosh. We don't have Netflix anymore because Netflix has pornography, but people don't know that Netflix has legit pornography.
I didn't like Netflix ever since they had that Cuties movie. You hear about
Mm-hmm.
that? Remember that
Mm-hmm.
Cuties
Yeah.
with the little kids? They like 600 kids. They auditioned for booty dancing and
Yeah.
craziness. Anyway,
The only other internet that they have access to will be like Roblox, which even that, as a parent, you got to be careful because there's actual private conversations on Roblox as well. There's people that are actually predatory on Roblox, and then video games. Like they don't really have a lot of video games, but that's the extent. They don't have Instagram. Nobody has TikTok. Um, I think my youngest daughter, when she gets 17 or 18, if she asks, we'll talk about it. But it's just crazy, man. Like there's pornography on X. Like I had my account. Somebody DM'd me, I want to say a couple months ago, and they said, "Hey, by the way," and he sent me my own profile, which my profile was retweeting porn links on Twitter. So it's not that hard. I mean, all it takes is one moment, and your kids, for life, they'll remember whatever it is, right? So,
oh
um,
man, that drives me nuts with my son. Like I make plenty of mistakes, but if I make a mistake, I just try to explain it to him because they may see something traumatizing, whether it is real life or
mhm,
whatever. But without that follow up of some kind of conversation about it, like
yep,
this is what you saw, or even like sometimes cartoons. I might be watching an anime or something, and sometimes anime gets like I can't watch some of those with him, and some of the ones that I think I can, every now and then you may see a commercial or something else, and then boom, it's like, son, those are characters in a cartoon. That's just drawings. He doesn't get freaked out by it, but you worry that maybe there's still something has influence them from it. And that's the issue with the word influence, because people like to laugh at the influencer title, but every one of us is an influencer. Every person on the planet, unless you live out in the woods away from all other people, you influence people when you engage with them, and whatever that is, at the grocery store, at work and stuff. So it's this constant, like, we're constantly putty our whole lives. We're like
Hmm.
this ball of clay that's just constantly being mushed and chipped off, and just everything. Anyway, it's just a random thought. Well, brother, what kind of promotions do we want to get out there for you? Like, so everybody check out the website we pulled up. I want to see if we can get some friends following you on X. Had a few. We got 74 popped through on X, and we've got some people on Rumble. You go live on Rumble, don't you?
I go live on every platform that lets me go live. So I don't go
Well,
live on Instagram every podcast because some his Instagram is weird. Sometimes they'll let me
mm,
go for the full 3 hours, and
wow,
then sometimes they'll say
it's supposed
you've
to be
hit
1 hour.
yeah. But then if you
Yeah.
look at I had one for three and a half hours, almost 4 hours last week, and it let me do it. I was like, this is
Hmm,
strange. So
that is weird.
that right now that's my bread and butter. If anybody wants to connect us through the podcast, because I think that's something really special for me. Because you talked about being an influencer, but everything we're doing right now. One of my friends, the great Dave in Osaka, said I did a podcast with him. He said that everything that we're doing right now, it's a historical document. And he
Hmm.
said, I would like to hope that one day, my kids look back and they say, wow, dad was this, or this, or he, interviewed this guy, or he hung out with this person. And look, it's all here. This is all public record.
Yeah, we couldn't
So,
do that with our parents. I mean, you're a lot closer with your dad than I think I was, but
mhm,
no matter how close we were with our parents, being able to look back at their social media account, like,
yeah.
that's gonna be so weird. I'm sure it's already emerging now with parents that have passed in the last few years, that have kids old enough. Like, that's going to be weird. And AI is going to be bringing about your resurrection, g.Lo. You'll be dead, but there will be an amalgamation of all of your thoughts ever put on the internet, smushed into an AI
Well, what
uh,
do you think about those?
hologram.
What do you think about that when you see those photos and the AI and make it into a video of the actual old photo? What do you think about that?
Oh wow, I don't know. So as you know, I get a little bit into the AI. I've done imaging, and I've done um, very rudimentary videos where they literally just slap together a bunch of the AI seems to just slap together a bunch of stock videos for what I'm asking for, and it doesn't always work great. So I don't know what the program is they're using. I can make music, good with Grok, but I don't know what they're using out there that they can take a photo and turn into a video. That's so cool. Or I just saw recently a video of all of the cast members from The Office, but as
Yeah,
babies.
yeah, yeah.
As babies. I'm like, wow, that's so good, because you couldn't even. I couldn't see that it was like there wasn't like obvious distortions or anything in that one. So it is getting better. What is it? What's the program? You know?
I don't know, but my
Ah,
wife,
I'm
I
stupid.
asked her, what do you think about that? And she's like, because I asked her, would you like to do a photo, your dad's? And she's like, no, I don't want to do it. And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? No matter how good AI gets, and I put this on Twitter on X. I said, and I can't remember. I'll try to find it, but basically, no matter how realistic something is, and as amazing as it can look, if it's not the original, it will always be artificial. And I thought about that. It's like vegetables. Can you imagine if they do 3D printing vegetables and it's
Well, they're using synthetic vitamins, synthetic hormones, like all of that stuff. We're finding out is has bad effects, or has not unintended consequences, like, say, synthetic testosterone and stuff. There's a bunch of problems with that stuff. Synthetic is the common denominator there. Like you're saying, is like when it's artificial or replacement. What's the other word? Uh, there's another word for it, but anyway, just like a replacement for something being artificial is just never good. Never good.
I mean, even if it tastes good, even if it tastes the best MSG ever created is put into the product, you know what I mean? When you eat it, you're like, something is just a little bit off. I think AI will never be able to replace the original, and I think we'll be able to tell, even no matter how good it gets.
I think it will be certainly great at municipal or not like not municipal. What's the other word? Like administrative stuff,
Right.
and it'll even be good at it's good at math. It's going to be good at a lot of things. I think humans will always have the upper hand when it comes to art and
Mm-hmm.
imagination. I hope I hope that that's our place in the universe is because you could say an advanced humanoid like species on another planet that was super smart but never had any imagination or never had the curiosity that we do. They wouldn't go anywhere. They wouldn't be trying to leave anywhere because they wouldn't care. Like we're here, we do it. It's our thing. We do it. Like there's no reason to do any sort of exploration. We are explorers as humans. I wonder what God says about that. Do we are we encouraged to go places we've never been before in the Bible?
So, did you hear my discussion about it today? I talked,
I don't think I heard that part.
and without getting too scriptural about it, but if you
It's all right.
create something and you put all these creatures in this whatever, this big glass ball,
A dome, we'll say. Okay.
right? And you basically,
Firmament.
yeah, you give them, yeah, firmament. There you go. But you give them everything, like everything they could ever need. And if if they go outside of that and they want to explore, that's fine. I think what to me the concept is that, and this relates to AI, and I put AI and space travel in the same boat with this discussion. That is,
Uh,
it's it's almost like whatever it is that we have, it's not good enough. So let me go show God how I can make it better. I feel like there are some people that feel, they don't say that like how I put it, but it's almost like that where, you know what, I think I can do it better. And I
hmm.
think, I'm not saying that's what people are saying, but it's almost, I feel like that's the philosophical element. Like,
You think that's the drive behind somebody wanting to populate another body of not just a planet, but like asteroids or whatever moons? I think that's what drives someone to want to do that.
maybe, but
Some of it is material though. Like if we could mine material from
yeah,
elsewhere, bring it back here, that we would not have to dig
right.
up our own. But let me. I like this thought of like Earth being our Garden of Eden of such of sorts. I mean, if God created the entire universe, then isn't the entire universe meant for us to be,
Facts. I agree.
you know?
So I do agree
But
with
I
that.
see what you mean, though. It's like, well, and it's not just. I don't think it's necessarily biblical. It's more like I don't like Mayor g.Lo and the way he runs Earth. I could do it differently over here. We would be everyone all to each his own, to each to their needs and to or however that communist saying is
So
like.
there's a very simple, I don't know if this will make sense, but there's a simple analogy I had today where I said it's kind of like, I built a house, right? And I just trashed the heck out of it. And then I'm like, you know what? I can't trash this house. Let me fix it up a little bit. So instead of hiring the best contractors, whatever, I do it myself. And I just kind of, I duct tape it. I use crazy glue, whatever. And the house is
Cardboard to
just,
cover this wall. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh man, this is ugly. You know what? Let me go. Let me go someplace else. Let me go find another house. And I feel like if you've got trillions of dollars to invest in your home, do that first, and then go to somebody else's planet, whatever, and then go, because I don't know. I think there's a lot of work that we can do still on this planet before we go exploring at another planet. That's just how I feel.
Oh,
But
I totally agree, man. I think we have a lot to do here before. But you know what, though? I'll push back a little bit on that and say sometimes sometimes people need to be That's not a good phrase. Sometimes people need to be
Do
pulled
it.
along. I was going to say dragging, kicking, and screaming,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
drag, creaking, and screaming, but that's a little more pushy than I'm saying. But you get, say, Elon being the sort of eccentric, sort of unique kind of person he is. If he really does it, if he gets us to Mars, say, it's going to sort of light this ignition under so many other people. Not every person, but people that are have that exploratory or that curiosity, and
Hmm.
not just people that want to go, but people that say want to work on the new Earth base or whatever. Like even they might stay here and become part of it and become. And I think I could see it uniting a lot of people, even other countries. Although no, actually, let me back that up. That's going to be it's going to be a race to see who colonizes first. Although somebody's going to try to pick up the moon and be like, "Well, the moon is ours. Well, America's got our flag on it. Yeah, but our we have a kitchen right over here, and we've got like a cabin, and it's going to be a fight for real estate." Now, I've heard explained this way. People think that there would be eventually like a war between Mars and Earth, or the moon and Earth. But actually, it would probably be more like geopolitics on those
Hmm.
bodies, like within the people that are there trying to fight over whatever. And so it's an interesting conundrum. I think having maybe not all of us focused on it, since yes, like you said, there's a lot more work to do here, is good. Having just one company, and maybe actually there's hundreds of companies that do rockets, but one main company that's actually making a lot of the progress. um, I could see that sort of being kind of like imagine it like a pin, like a needle poking through the bubble of our lethargy,
Lethargy.
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 Yeah, yeah. Like the planet's been so like sort of stuck in its own soup. We're all kind of floating in our own mess right now, and someone's got to bring a bigger perspective to it, And I don't know. It's interesting. Hi there.
Oh, you can see her.
No, I
Oh,
just heard her. I could hear her. That's all.
yeah. She
I
brought
wanted
she,
to
she,
say hi.
she brought my tasty beverage.
Okay, what are we drinking? I heard you
Uh, I don't know if
pop
I
a
can.
top. Don't tell
I
me
don't.
that's a is that a carbonated beverage?
Yeah, I don't know if I can show it on screen. One of my brand
Why not?
partners is
Oh, I
Dubby
see.
Dubby Energy. So
Oh, well, we're not live on yours. On
yeah,
your
we're not live on there. I'm just
well, I
kidding.
mean,
I can
I
show
guess
it
we
off.
are. We are actually. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Now,
we are.
I didn't see that. Oh, WrestleMania. You a wrestling fan?
This is from Target. Target has all these cool shirts. Like I was
Oh, old school.
definitely I was definitely a
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
The In my generation, when I was a little bit older, man, I love Goldberg. Man, just his energy he brought in the ring. Bill Goldberg. Who else? Of course,
Such a. Go ahead.
and of course the older Hulk Hogan. The
Right.
older version.
It's such an interesting sport, man. Like it's like the sport of acting almost.
They're good.
It's
They're
it,
good at.
it,
I think they're good actors.
yeah. I saw. I watch those interviews when I see them on come on Rogan and stuff, and like Jake the Snake and
Mm.
the Hulk was on there. I think there was a few others, um, but it's such a weird. Like I'm not into it now, but I see the connect that people still just flock to it. There's still so many fans of that stuff, and The Rock and what's his name, the Chinese guy, um, fuck.
They have a Chinese guy.
Oh, I'm his name is John Cena. That's it.
Oh, John Cena. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I missed the
like,
mark so long on that, but yeah, John Cena. He's now. I think he's Chinese now. But hey, Joe, how are you? Anyway, it's a joke because he apologized. He was like so sorry to China, and he was like apologizing to them about his movie
oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Oh, my movie offended you. But anyway, there's so many big like stars from that, and they go do other things. But those sports are so hard on you, man. Like we've talked about you bodybuilding before, but have you ever done any fighting, mixed martial arts, any kind of training, anything?
there
Jiu-jitsu.
was a time when I thought I was going to be one. I used to train. I did a podcast with a friend of mine who I used to train with him, and some of the guys we trained with. So I trained with him for like 2 years, and I never did. He was a professional martial arts fighter, and so the whole idea was I just wanted to get in shape. And so I would train with him, and then we're all going to be cops together. We're all going to be Honolulu Police Department. And that was all of our dreams back then. So part of being a good cop was being able to, you got to be able to take people down, you know what I mean, and submit them, So, but I never, I don't know what, I don't think I was ever built to be that guy. Like, there are some people that are just, they're built to get hit, and they have enough wires loose in here, to keep going. You know what I mean? You got to have a couple of wires loose to like. And then there's people that do it for a sport. Those are the people that they're from a kid. They've been trained, and that's my wife used to. So my wife used to train too. She used to train with we call it Jesus is Lord, but they were what was their family's name? I'm brain farting right now. The Kamaka family. So they're very prominent in UFC now. And so we used to train with their family, and this is like 25 years ago now. So this is a long time ago. But I will say, I think it's a great sport, like for conditioning. And I think the sport is a lot more fair nowadays compared to like 20 years ago. You know what I mean? It's more even play. Before, it's like if you was in karate or jiu-jitsu, or you was in wrestling or judo, they still were kind of separated.
Mm-hmm.
So some guys had an advantage depending on the rules or where you'd be fighting. So, but now it's kind of like they've come to this homogenized sports of sorts. Like everybody kind of knows everybody's, you know what I mean?
Right,
I mean,
fighting sport versus,
yeah.
They don't even have to say mixed martial arts anymore,
No.
because it's just martial arts. Like it's everything.
Do you remember the first UFC? The first fight, the first year of UFC?
I do. I remember when it first came out, but I don't. I don't even watch it now. And
Yeah, I don't
I'll
watch it.
tell you why, man. Like I have, I probably could have been, and I do have those sort of fantasies of, I'll just tell you, like if anyone ever tries to jump me, like I'm just saying, like I might go down, but the there's a trigger that I think a lot of men, like myself, um, fantasize about being flipped, but don't do it on don't go out to find don't go out to do it
Mhm.
ourselves. Like the guys who want to go out to like a bar and get drunk and have a fight. Those are the guys that are like they're easily like they just want to have a fight. They're
Mhm.
aggressive. There's all sorts of things that they have that I wouldn't have because I don't do that. But I still have that thought in my mind of like, what would you do? Like say if you get mugged or
Right, right.
whatever it is. And I have that same feeling with fighting with martial arts. Like I think it would be interesting to be a fighter, but when you look at it, even for a second, you will see what the other like the outcome, like the fighters at the other end. Those guys that are getting in fighting, they're not looking at the long term. They're looking at the right now. Like I want to be the best right now. I don't care if you're the best fighter in the world. You are going to have a hell of a lot more concussions than I will, and you know what I mean. Like that's the big point here. Like I want to train and I want to make sure that I can handle myself or defend myself, but I don't want to purposely put yourself in that kind of damage, man. When you hear Rogan talk about the concussions they get for fun, just to like just practicing and shit, it's like I'm good on that.
That's the old school, and that's the young guys. Like my wife, hers was kickboxing, where mine was more. I was always on the mat, so like just there's this one kid. I tell you the story of this kid. So we trained at this one gym that we rented out this gym. They had a ring because my friend wanted to train 3 minutes with 10 guys, so he would train 3 minutes nonstop. So basically 30 minutes in a nonstop, but 3 minutes for each person, and that's how he would get ready for his upcoming match. Well, there's this one kid. I was training with him, and we're doing some drills, and I swear Waylon. He wasn't doing any of the drills that we were practicing because he was a kid that judo was his thing, and he kept flipping me over. I kept getting irritated. This guy is just flipping me just because he can, and it was just irritating because every time I go in for the clinch, he just flipped me. I'm like, what? This kid, young kid, and I'm at the time I'm probably 20. How old was I? 25 maybe, and he's just flipping me left and right. He's still in high school. This kid's in high school. So
flipping you, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
so judo is all about people that do judo. They're like throwing you all over the place. Like it's kind of like an aggressive aikido. If anybody knows aikido, which is more of self defense, but judo is like they're the guys that they'll just find a way to flip you, throw you all over the place. They don't really do
Center of
striking.
balance. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really do striking in judo. Although I mean they do some, but it's not judo's not known for striking. So
I didn't think jujitsu was either. I mean, they do striking, but for the most part, it would be like groundwork. And
yeah.
I was a wrestler in high school.
What was your weight in high school? Do you remember?
It changed through school, but I think I was at 145.
That's heavy for high.
152, maybe.
That's heavy for wrestling. I mean, that's a good weight.
Not quite heavyweight yet.
Yeah, but still, I think I think the ideal weight for UFC or any fighter would be like in between 155 to 160, 65. That's the ideal weight. Like you're still fast, you got some heaviness in your hands, and you're not too heavy. Because man, you go up into 170 and higher, you start running out of breath. You know what I mean? You don't have as much.
Even with cardio, even with training, yeah, it's something about gravity and weight, and you're just it's just too much at that point.
Yeah.
What if they did like UFC in like 0G when they have a space station eventually?
That would be funny.
Like they got to keep pushing off the wall to get back to the other.
I think
keep floating away.
I think it would be dangerous because you wouldn't take impact seriously. I don't know.
Have you ever seen the things about astronauts where all the blood pools up in their head?
I saw some of the documentaries on that. It's very interesting.
So I don't think it would be a good idea. Take it back.
Did you see the video? I think Elon posted it. The guy was playing baseball by himself. That was pretty funny.
I did see that, yeah. I did see that. And I would pull it up, but it's not so easy at this point. I could reshare it in, but that's okay. We're past the hour. I don't want to hold you up for too much longer, but we do have 17 over on the Rumble. Cheers, everybody.
I like Rumble.
What's your Rumble name?
It's the real Greg Lopez.
The real, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The real Greg Lopez.
That's my handle on everything.
On YouTube as well. I see a few people on YouTube, or they were. I don't know. These numbers are lying. What does this button do over here? I can all platforms, Rumble and local supporters only. Okay, cool. So there's a button to redirect the stream to locals only. Actually, I do need to pull the wheel up. Need to have the wheel of names for my supporters. I see a bunch of you hanging out. Appreciate you guys all coming in tonight. I couldn't get out of I couldn't get to any any places to review this week, so I'll probably find something for next week. And there's a whole bunch of events coming up soon, so we'll definitely be getting into that stuff when we can. Here we go. Share that in over there. Do you ever do these, g.Lo? I think I told you that I would for your viewers sometime if you wanted to get them a giveaway. I don't like doing so many. Like I do some giveaways, but most of my stuff is tied to subscribers, so it's more like a give back in my opinion, my humble opinion. All right, let me do this and this. Okay, we should see the wheel now. The Rumble player on my phone never works very good. Like it's literally just frozen.
Mine gets hot, and mine makes my phone get hot.
Yeah, I hope they're fixing it. I hope they're working on it. 18 awesome Rumblers. If we get to 20 Rumblers, I will do a door prize.
Oh, I like that. Rumblers.
Yeah, I'm kind of old-timey like that.
Crippled Cannabis, he had a very crafty comment. He goes, "Judo hurts. They hit you with the planet." That's a good one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I was actually thinking that when you said they don't do as much impact like punches, because they let the gravity do that. You know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting punched by the earth. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so we need to go to locals, to the number post, which you might have seen. Says numbers, let's go. Oh, you know what? I didn't put the date on there. I should have put the date, but it was from March 23rd. See how many people got in on it. 11 this time. But I spin this 3 times a week, so anyone that didn't get in on it today will have a chance to get in on it for the rest, or for the next 2 days. Yeah, Perry Wood is number one. I was putting this on my Facebook subscribers. There's a group that they make you for Facebook when you get subscribers, but I don't want to pay Facebook anymore, so I'm actually giving up my subscribers on Facebook in order to not, you know, put in effort there anymore. Jess is number two. I mean, I'm putting some effort in there. Perry is. Oh no, first with nobody was number one. Perry is number two.
And you have a huge Facebook community.
Number three. Yes and no. I mean, honestly, brother, like we have as many people live watching us on Rumble as I normally get, if not less, on Facebook.
Hmm.
So, and I have 10 times more followers on Facebook than I do on Rumble. So, it's really kind of sad, honestly, because of the algorithm. Elizabeth is number four. I mean, I did their whole, their program, their weekly goals and stuff like that, and I'm paid verified. I pay like 60 or 70 bucks a month to be verified on my page and my profile. I could go on and on. It's just they just, I don't know. I put
Oh,
in so
because
much work over there, but
you say
just to have,
60 bucks.
it's 50 something and like 12 on my profile. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see. Margaret was number five. Tommy McKetta, you're number six. Yeah, so and then it would take me like almost the whole intro song just to be able to get to my profile, hit the at followers, hit at highlights, hit the share it to my story, share it to my group, share it to a bunch of other groups, and then go into my group, hit at everyone, and then go over to my page and go back to the live and hit at followers and hit the like button and hit, so all of this stuff just to scrape out a couple of viewers, which wasn't working. So it's a whole lot of work for nothing. So I do appreciate the Rumble people for sure. All right, so we got William Falconer, number seven.
Hey, I just found out you can have 9 participants in here
On what?
on Rumble. I found the link. It says you can invite up to 9 people.
Oh, so maybe that's just the look of the layout. It just
Mm-hmm.
looks like three, and I've had three on. I just not tried. I've not tried a fourth person yet. Let's see, Michelle Paris, you're number eight. Took care of all the game night winners today. That was fun. Uh,
Is this your website?
no, this is locals.
Oh, okay, okay. I see.
So Rose is number nine. I mean, basically, it's my little community on locals, which you're free to join. G.Lo, but it is you do have to pay in order to get into the perks and stuff like that. But I don't think you're too worried about the giveaways. Let's see, Sheena number 10. I do want to have my own website. I'm planning to do that for my own merch and stuff like that, but we'll get there when we get there. I don't know if I'll get back to Facebook or not as far as live streams. Kim Marson, you're number 11. If they do allow me to go live again, you're going to be seeing the first half hour of the show live on Facebook, and then we will ditch Facebook and say, come on over to Rumble and watch the rest of the show.
Smart.
We're gonna. I mean, it's not an original idea, so I don't mind talking about it. It's Steven Crowder did that a lot with YouTube.
I got that from
Sandy.
Russell Brand does that too.
Yeah, a lot of them, a lot of big creators do that. That get stifled on YouTube or get censored on YouTube.
Hmm.
They say, "All right, see you later, YouTube. Come on over to somewhere else." Now, I still use YouTube, but I don't ever expect it to take off. Just like Twitch. All right, so we only need 12 right now. Let me refresh this in case anyone watching has jumped in.
Now, does Locals let you have your own merchandising set up on there?
I don't know, but I know with X you have to have a website to link it to,
Hmm.
like Shopify or something, and I don't have one of those yet. I don't need to because I don't have that much merch. I'm not trying to. People aren't like asking me for my merch nonstop, so
You can link your Locals on X on the storefront. You can do a storefront with your
really,
Locals. Hmm. I'll
I'll
show
have
you how
to
to
look
do
at
it.
that.
I'll show you how to do it when we off air.
Sure. Well, I mean, we could go there. Shoot, right, let's see. I got my locals linked right here. If that's what you're talking about.
So that would be your, the link when you do the storefront. Um, go to my profile. I can show you what it'll look like. So at least you get a visual. Because you can't do it here. You'd have to go to it's a separate. They open a different. What do you call it? It's a content creator link that X sends you to. So if you go to your if you click on premium,
You
well,
mean this?
no. So to go to premium, there's on the left. There's a premium tab. I think it's called. Yeah, three dot there. Click on that. Go to ads. Man, we should be charging people for this.
Ads. I don't see ads.
Oh, you don't see ads? Go down. Oh, interesting. Hold on.
X Pro,
No,
analytics,
you're already an X Pro.
articles. Hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Wow, you don't.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do a little after show over on locals, so I was just wanting to check it or find if we could look at it now, but we can always check it out some other time.
yeah.
Maybe I don't have it available. I did see it when it came up, so a little while ago. So I don't know. It's weird.
I wonder if it's a premium plus feature. I don't think it is.
I don't know, but they keep raising the price even for the basic one.
Yeah,
I think I'm paying like $16 a month or something like that,
but
and I'm not making a dime from X. So I don't know what the deal is, but
mine went from it went from 22 to 30, and then now it's 50. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, that's almost double. It's so I'm
that
gonna
was
stick.
for the golden check mark.
No, that's just the regular premium plus. So I'm gonna do it for a couple of months, and if it's not worth it, I don't know. It's if you're gonna spend that much money, you might as well just suck it up and pay the extra, whatever $100 or whatever 150, and just do the gold one. Like, what's the difference? Or you're already spending the money. It's like,
Right. So let me get this straight. Is the premium plus different than just going premium? Like, so is there two different lower end prices like that?
yes. I checked yesterday, so the major difference is unrestricted access to Grok, which I don't even think that's relevant for me. But
I use it sometimes, but not that much.
I don't know. I think it's more of get in now and just wait and see what happens more than it is because
I see.
I don't see there's nothing major that this is what I tell people. Unless, if you're not making any money off of X, it wouldn't make sense for you to get the premium plus. That's my opinion.
Sure. Well,
Or
and go ahead.
well, or like even if you're not making money yet, but you plan to, and let's say like for us, like everything I do, all my social media, it all filters through my LLCs. So if I spend X amount of dollars, we always write it off in taxes, whether it's a profit or loss. So it doesn't feel like $50 at the end of the year when you get the tax credits, whatever. So I don't know. It's not worth it if you don't have a business mindset on it. If you have a customer mindset, don't do the premium plus. It just wouldn't make
Yeah, it
sense.
doesn't sound like a useful thing unless you're really using it for business. I mean, hell, like I said, I'm paying over $50 just for my page to be verified, and that doesn't even do anything on Facebook.
Yeah.
Almost nothing. The only thing it does do is that if somebody was to clone my page, you would see which one was me because of the blue check. That's literally it. But guys, I'm going to do this spin real quick. We're going to spin this 2 more times this week. If you want to be a member of Locals, please sign up. You got exclusive extra content. You've got 5 shows a week plus game night where you can get in and win prizes on an actual game show. And also these spins plus the door prize gives you a hash and dash immunity, which I'm thinking of taking away. Anybody that's subscribed right now and listening, I want to hear from you. Uh, One of the reasons why I don't have people here as much is because I created this situation where they are all going up to other members or other people on Facebook. Well, okay, let me back up. Let me restart. Most of my audience being from Facebook, they are connected with a whole bunch of other Facebook groups that do giveaways almost religiously or like just insanely too many giveaways. And so there's this entire sort of ecosystem or culture of giveaways over there. And so I thought, well, what if I offered them the ability to win prizes from me whenever I do whatever giveaways I do, they get to get in on the giveaway and they don't have to be here when we do the spin, and I just let them know if they won. Um, I thought that would be really valuable because it is. It's worth way more than $2 in order to be able to be in 2 places at once, more or less. And yet, it's not driving the needle. So I might have to switch it back and say you got to be here to win. And in that case, you might have more people sticking around, but it's so annoying because I've been in those live streams where I'm just sticking around waiting to see if I won something and not listening to anything that they have to say. And so I don't know. It's kind of annoying either direction, but I like to see I like to see the engagement, but I also know that people are subscribing to me not because of my podcast. It's not. It almost has nothing to do with me doing giveaways or live streams. It's about the farm plan that I have, this whole vision for my business in the future, in the long term. So anybody that subscribes to me, I make sure to tell them that that is what you're subscribing to. If you subscribe to me just for the giveaways, which I'm sure there are some that do, you're probably going to get disappointed at some point. Like that's just all there is to it. I am not the fastest at shipping things out. I get to it when I can get to it, but I do write it all down and I pretty much make sure everyone's taken care of for whatever it is they're owed. So I make sure that end of things is good. But have you ever had trouble with that before? Maybe before the website, did you have you know issues with getting a whole or keeping things straight? Your wife probably does all your books, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does all the back end stuff. I'm just the guy that talks. You
Man,
know.
to be so nice to have that kind of situation, man. You don't know you don't know these single guys out here. We don't know what we're missing out on having the wife, are we? Now, um, I gotta say, man, the dating culture today, it's just it's insane. Women they have different problems than men online because they're being bombarded by sort of lewd, crude, nasty dudes, and we men are being bombarded by fake, just either gold diggers or literal fake, like accounts that are just I don't know, from China that literally Chinese women that don't that cover their face. And I've seen this g.Lo probably 100 times. They cover their face and they're like all about trying to talk to me, and it's like, nope, sorry, moving on from that. That's information fish. But no, like it's really ridiculous to find real people out there these days. That's one reason for this show Tuesday night. I made this show so I could get my butt out of the house, force myself to get out there, go check out the local scene, the local events. Um, so we got number 6 here. Let me go real quick and see who number 6 was. Yeah, meeting somebody locally would be the ideal thing, but um, people can successfully meet online, though. I
Yeah,
guess.
I know 6 marriages that started on this platform.
Tommy Makeda is our winner tonight, number
Tommy
6.
Makeda.
I always love saying his name, Tommy Makeda. Like the pro wrestlers we were talking about.
What language is that? Makeda.
I don't know, but that is not even the most unknown language of somebody that is a viewer of mine. We have a friend on Facebook named his last name is Justin, and his first name is Sgroi, Sgroi,
Roy Justin.
Sgroi.
Interesting. That's interesting. Did you rug yourself? I think you did. To my StreamYard family, I think he rugged himself. He'll be back in a second. That is an epic beard that he's got, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see it there. He's moving. He's moving. That's what happens when you run multiple technologically advanced programs. You're gonna run. There he is. He's back on StreamYard, but not on Rumble. I see you on StreamYard over there. I wonder, does this angle make my stomach look fat? Let me turn my volume up on my iPhone. Turn you up real quick. Are you talking? I can hear you on the StreamYard side.
I think it finally caught up to itself.
Possibly.
Yeah, it won't let me.
So it won't let you back in on. You may have to reset your Rumble camera side. My stomach. I make my stomach look fat at this angle. I am curious if we're still live on Rumble, though. We should still be live on Rumble. Let me go check. Where's my? I have way too many. I have way too many cell phones going at the same time. YouTube. Wait. Rumble. Here we go. Yeah, we're still live.
See this black box right here?
The thing with Rumble is it's got so many ads. That's the only thing with Rumble.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I sure can.
Yeah, I don't think my camera's going to work on both all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm definitely solo on Rumble. I see myself.
Yeah, we're still live.
You are solo,
I'm
but it won't let me turn my camera back on. This is ridiculous.
Well, I'll talk to your Rumble family for a second. For anybody that's not following the Indoor Farmer, be sure to click that follow button. It's a little green pill looking, and then if you want to join, you can join also. His locals, there's a little red button, and you click on a button called support, and it'll send you to his locals page. You can do either annual or monthly. If you do monthly, it's $2. You do annual, it's $20 for the whole year. So who wouldn't want to support a fellow brother? What else? He's got 289 community members, and he's got over almost 5,000 likes just on that alone. So make sure you guys click that follow, but also join the join button as well. That's cool. That's cool that Rumble has a join button.
I have 5,000 on what?
Like
on Rumble? On Rumble.
5,000 likes on your locals.
Okay, so cannot get my camera to come back. Let me try this. Nope, can't do that either.
It's
This
it's
is
probably
great.
comp- it's probably competing with two different softwares. That's probably what's happening.
Yeah, but I took it out of StreamYard side, so that shouldn't be.
Also, I'm solo in StreamYard.
Yeah, like I like that should be taking it out, but now it's saying there's an issue with the log on OBS, and there might be a driver out of date or something. But I think it had to do with me using both. But we went over an hour and a half using OBS on both, so I don't
It's pretty
know.
good.
Yeah, that's crazy that it won't even let me switch to my directly to my camera. How about this? It won't let me switch to any camera that I know works. This is weird. Hmm.
On either side, on StreamYard or on Rumble Studio.
Correct. Yeah, I can't seem to get either camera to work. Now, what if I do this and now try this? Nope. This is crazy. I might have to reboot the studio.
I would probably end your
I
StreamYard to disconnect that altogether.
Oh, there it goes.
There you are.
Finally worked.
I would end your StreamYard because
I'm
that
actually not in OBS anymore, so I'm going to
okay.
probably end StreamYard. But let me try something. I actually have two different cameras plugged in, so I might be able to use the cameras outside, not StreamYard itself, or not the OBS itself. Camera. Let's do this, and of course it's not turning on. If I do that, no.
Bro, I got 4 cameras, but I can't use more than two. My brain malfunctions after two. So I stopped doing that. If I have a team eventually,
Right.
I'll use like yeah.
Yeah, I have at least that many. I feel like having a team, a production team, would be really vital.
It would make more sense
Um,
for me.
what happens if I do that? Okay. Now I got it back,
There we go.
even though I'm using the same camera in two programs again, but it's
Oh,
different. I'm using it directly in Rumble Studios, and I'm using it on OBS in StreamYard. No,
nice.
no. Actually, I pulled up my other camera. This camera over here. Finally. Wow. Interesting. Crazy. But we're probably gonna wrap it up anyway. But man, hey, we did hit 20. We hit 20 on the Rumble. Cheers, Rumblers.
Is that your
Technical
mic in your
issues.
beard?
It is. I
That's
have a
funny.
twin right here. You just now caught it. Like,
Well, I see the
hard to
green.
see, isn't it?
What mic are you using? Is it like from Amazon, or did you buy a specific brand?
Uh, I didn't. It's I think it's that Chinese brand JDI or JI. Shit. I've brought up I've said Chinese several times in this episode, but for different reasons. I don't know why, but it is a JDI or something like that.
See, I have one like that too, but I'm gonna upgrade because this is like 30. I have this one where it just kind of clips.
Hmm.
And I got the receiver, but I think I'm just gonna spend the money and go get like the Rode or the DJI ones. Those are like a little bit more pricey, but I don't know. I think it'd be worth it.
DGI, that's it.
Yeah,
DJI,
D-
DJI, that's it.
DJI. Yeah.
DJI. I've heard that they've gotten in trouble for like basically they're just a bunch of spyware that we keep downloading on our
Oh, of
phones
course.
because of the apps. Everything has to have an app now. Like this wonderful runner here has to have an app on my phone, and it's all from similar places. But anyway, g.Lo, man, it's been fun figuring this out. I'm still gonna stay on over at on locals for a little bit. Got 20 people watching on the Rumble. Let's get a. Was gonna do a little door prize. Let's see hashtag WTIF if anybody is awake out there for the door prize.
Man, Marg has been.
Code
She's,
1. None of those comments are coming through. Trying to make this change work. Okay. Okay, g.Lo, Terry, these ads suck. Oh, you guys are seeing ads on Rumble? Yeah, I don't see ads on Rumble because I'm a Rumble Premium member.
Yeah, you got to pay the money. Got to pay up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, pushing everybody to Rumble. Well, if we can do our show on locals like this, guys, anyone who's a paid member of mine, you shouldn't have to watch commercials. That should be another bonus to getting into locals. That's weird though. I wonder if you jump back and forth from locals to Rumble, if it would be off by a whole bunch of time because of the commercials.
I don't know. That's a good
You know what
question.
I mean? Like that doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, especially if you go from like say YouTube or even Facebook where there's no commercials, or X or any other place, and then you jump back and forth. It's got to be way off on time.
That's one good thing about X. They don't have ads, so that's why I play my own ads. I
Right.
play my own commercials.
A lot of people do, and I think that was always how you could monetize yourself. That's why these people on X that are just this like ravenous monster trying to get monetization in X. Like you monetize yourself. I've said this already. You've heard me. It's like go to locals, go to Substack, go to Patreon, create your own website, whatever it is. Like you can monetize yourself. You don't have to get sucked up into that. Like these people that are they are wholeheartedly X creators. Like they are that is their place. They are not a thing that does anything anywhere else. Like that to me is a scary proposition or prospect when uh, have little glitches that can throw like you were saying that you were what was it like you were porn or something like that, or it was like trying to flag you for stuff. When that kind of stuff happens, I'm like, whoa, I'm moving a few eggs to another basket. Let me just let me just
Well, it's the
spread it
toe.
out.
It's a toe. I always tell people like, how many toes do you have? Like, right? Like most of us have 10 toes, but when it comes to social media, like on X, people like they don't have any toes. They have one big fat toe. That's it. So you know what I mean? That's it. They have one big fat toe. There's no other foot. They have no footprint. So if somebody steps on your big toe, now you got to go start all over on another
Oh,
platform.
I see. Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
you gotta have footprint. You know.
and there's a varying degree of platforms. Like there's a bunch that I'm on that I haven't checked in months, but
Yeah.
I'm there if I ever feel like messing with it. Um, okay, so Margaret said there was two ads in the beginning. You can skip them though after a few seconds. Okay, not too bad. You did hit 20. Okay, all right, guys. I don't want to be a liar. Let me pull the wheel up.
July.
I think I am going to close X though.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I appreciate X. It says we had 88 people pop through on X. That's including yours, I'm guessing. And I just don't know if there's anyone there watching right now, so it doesn't help at all. So I'm going to go ahead and close it down. But I do have hopes for X, and I do hope to keep using it. I might actually just not use it for a little bit until I can figure out the Rumble Studios. X live streaming isn't really helping me a whole lot, and I can just as easily advertise there to my Rumble account. You know what I mean, or to
Yeah.
post my Rumble video there. So kind of sad because I am growing pretty good on X. I hit over 1,000. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I'm in the one.
I saw
I'm in
that
the
today. Yeah.
1,032 actually is where I'm at over there. All right, X. We'll see y'all later. If you want to find us somewhere else, find us on Rumble or I was gonna say X again. Kick, Twitch. Twitch is garbage, but we're there. Okay, so we are clear on the StreamYard. Cool. Okay, let me pull up this wheel because I don't. So I want to be legit over here. Okay. I don't know why I said legit, but just trying to talk as I get this pulled up.
Hey, before I forget, have you heard of Stream Elements?
I have not.
I'll send you a link. Because you do gaming, right? You do some gaming, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to stream VR gaming, but I have had trouble with the audio. But anyway,
So I'll send you the link. So Stream Elements is they're how do you put it? They're like a company that connects you and I to businesses that pay you to basically market their products. Um, and you do it within your stream. So You ever seen people like girls, especially on Twitch? They'll be in the middle of a game and like, and by the way, buy this
You do it.
energy drink. I love it. It tastes so good. Like you don't drink that, but it's because it's kind of what I do, but not on that level. It's like a campaign. They'll pay you like I'll send you an ad. There's one that pays you $600, and you have to do kind of like certain promotions throughout your live stream. It's good for gamers, like because gamers are always on. They're live for a long time. So yeah, there's three companies right now. There's a food company. There's a couple of games. One of them you gotta play a game, so you play games online, and they'll pay you for your time. So yeah, I'll send you the link.
So I think maybe I set up a regular Rumble scheduled stream, and then I decided to use the studio. So there were actually two streams, even though
Oh,
everyone that's watching is watching us. And that, I think, is why we're not seeing all their comments on the screen. They should all be, all we're seeing is YouTube and Joe's comment here from locals. Anyway, this is weird because they're all commenting over on Rumble, but but no, none of them are coming on the screen. So might as well just shut that off, get it out of your face. It's a little bit of a learning experience with me tonight as well. So, and g.Lo, I guess we'll learn a little bit from this too. You might look into their creator program. We got a down thumb and only 7 likes on the Rumble, guys. 22 viewers right now. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. And I'm going to pull up this wheel to do a little door prize. And whoever hit that down thumb, you better not get in on the door prize. I'm just saying. It better have as many thumbs ups as we have people in on the wheel too. That's all. That's another thing. Let's pull up the wheel. Oh, hey, I'm over here on StreamYard still. Here we go. Pull up another wheel because I need to keep that wheel. Okay. So everybody that hits that hashtag WTIF will get in on this wheel. If you're watching on YouTube, I should be able to find that as well. There's my YouTube channel. It's not very impressive. Rumble definitely growing a lot faster on Rumble. That's for sure. Okay, here's some chat on the YouTube. And I will put your name on the wheel multiple times if you have gone to YouTube and to Kick. See a couple Kicksters, Margaret, nobody, and this spammer. I really like your channel. I think we'd make a great team for gaming and streaming together. Add me
is
on
that
Discord.
is that Kick?
Yeah, that's Kick.
Yeah, I like their bot. They have good bots. I like their bots.
Yeah, they're definitely got a lot of bots over there. Let's see, Cripple Canvas Cowboy, nobody, Perry Wood. Let's see, CC Cowboy, CCC. Perry.
You know, it's funny that the thumbnails make all the difference in the world on Rumble.
Terry Bryler, nobody. Really?
If you do a Trump thumbnail, you're gonna get a lot of people jumping in there.
Think?
Yeah,
There's a lot of grifty news accounts that just restream other news and other people's content on there. I don't follow all those, but some people will. I'm just gonna say that people on the right side or the MAGA side, not necessarily Republican, but the MAGA side. Actually, I can leave that wheel up and use my phone. They get sucked into that. Any like all these buzzwords. If your screen name has Patriot this or that, America that, and it's just like, or you put MAGA in your name, like people just fall for it immediately.
Yeah.
So and that happens on the left too. But I just mean like you got to take everything with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
People that just I have a friend that blew up on X just from like they followed everybody and everyone followed them because they had this talking about his name is Felon for Prez on Facebook and it has a picture of Trump with his fist, and it's like there are people that fall for that, and he's not a bad guy, I guess, but there are a lot of other people that are bad guys that just do that, And literally, he's got like 5,000 followers, but they're not engaging with his stuff because they're just a bunch of I guess, sheeple. I don't know how to describe them. Kayla, let's see. Who else? We got Brendra, Greg. That's it, huh? Okay. Well, let's still do the door prize. I man of my word. I'm not gonna do the double. I was doubling their prize if they happen to be here, but this is different because everyone that hit this is still here. When I do it on Facebook, it's like there could be a bunch of people that pop through just to say hi and hit the like button, which will get them on the door prize wheel, but they may not still be here. So I was starting to try to incentivize my subscribers for also hanging out, even though they didn't have to be here to win. So they could win if they weren't here, but they could win double if they stayed. So I thought that was good, but it just turns out I'm giving too much away. It's not doing that, having the attended consequence. I just want to have better conversations, be more educational, be more entertaining, be more funny, make the show better. Not do more giveaways to try to get more, just takers around. Everybody who's hanging out here are like one of my biggest supporters. The people that are commenting, that are watching now, are my biggest support for sure. Okay, nobody. Door prize for nobody. Yeah, and I do these coupons, Greg. What happens is nobody wins a indoor farmer coupon, and they save them up, and I write them all down, just like Tommy McKetta got an indoor farmer coupon, and they can save those up for different things. You can change them in. It's kind of like store credit. Nobody now has. What the heck? Is that an 8 or 0? Wow. Oh, it is a 0. Okay. Back to 1. They used them. They like to use them. So they can use a coupon for a game night ticket, which gets them into game night without having to be there to get in on the post and do all the stuff like that everyone else has to do. It just puts you automatically in on the page for game night the next week. They can use one for that. They can use they can take 4 of these coupons. Like Tommy McKetta, he's got 5. If he uses 4 of those, he can actually get a gift card to one of my sponsors. Any sponsor he chooses, I'll buy him a gift card for $20 at one of those sponsors. He can also use 4 of them for an indoor farmer magnet, or I think 5 of them for a banner, and 8 of them for an indoor farmer hat. So you know what I'm saying? So they can trade them in for merch or gift cards directly to my sponsors. So I think that part's pretty cool because I got a bunch of sponsors. So if you don't need a merch that I sell, you definitely can find something that you can use from one of them. So that's how it goes. And eventually I'll have that digitized with and actually talking to a crypto guy, I might actually get someone to make me a coin eventually. Not some coin that I want to pump and dump or whatever, but literally a coin that I want to hand out for people to spend back to me in order to get stuff. So it'll literally just represent my coupon points or whatever. And if it's like, say they want to get a gift card to my sponsor, then I'm going to just shell out cash. And, the crypto, if it took off, it's one thing, but there's so many people doing these shit coins now and these different meme coins and different things. It's just insane. I have a friend that's pumping this coin called gay for pay. It's like, have you gone gay for pay? Gay for #gay for pay. And it's like it's like, you're not being gay. He's like, no homo. but you're gay for pay. It's like that just sounds like every ex monetization coach out there trying to. It's very funny
Gay
though.
for
He's
pay.
doing it. He's doing it as a comedy thing, but it is pretty intense. All right, man. Let me get you out of here. I'm gonna go over to my little after show exclusive. I haven't watched any of this week's Kill Tony yet, so I think we're gonna watch a couple of those comedians and maybe listen to some music. We like to over on locals. I can listen to anything we want. Any of my subscribers, they get to request a song or request something like a DJ. Like at a radio station, they can request a music video. And we play it, and it's fun. Go down memory lane. Oh yeah, I remember. And someone will bring up this one. Oh yeah, I remember this one, and then just kind of gets everyone thinking of another one. And my friend DC, he's always wanting to watch to see Bob Marley. But anyway, guys, thanks again, everybody on the Rumble. Got 15 over there still. Come over and hang out on the locals after party, the adult after show, if you will, where we keep it real, and we're gonna listen to some raunchy comedy. But you ever watch Kill Tony, G.Lo?
I watched a few, but I can't watch too much of that in my house because
Yeah, it's a
you know.
little. This is the only place I watch it down in my studio here. I'll watch some of it here a little bit at a
Yeah.
time. But we'll see you later, man.
All
And
right.
let me know if you wanna. We should set up a time to do a
Yep.
reverse conversation. But we'll see you, G.Lo on X, guys. Go follow at the real Greg Lopez and go join his group live stream or shit. No, I'm having a brain fart.
I think it's this live stream community X. I think that's what it's called. LCX.
That's what I was trying to think of as the
Mm.
abbreviation. It should be right up here. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, no, it's that you put the A. That's why I was wanting to make sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
A
right.
live stream community X. A live stream community X. So if you're on Facebook and you are trying to find an alternative for somewhere, because a lot of my Facebook friends are just they troll a lot of the different live streams, and they have like this list of friends that all live stream, and they can jump in and throughout the day and have someone to talk to and stuff. So join the group. Otherwise, we will see you all over on locals right now. I'm gonna switch it over. Thanks again, G.Lo.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Updating the stream.